Kevin Cross with conventional wisdom. Now, as a CPA, most, if not all of my small businesses, I tell them about the wonderful facets of becoming an S corporation, a subchapter S corporation. Now, usually that occurs from someone who has experience in this self-employment arena. Someone who says, look, I've been self-employed and I'm paying more tax than I believe I should. Is there any benefits of becoming an S corporation? And of course, every CPA enrolled agent being counter with who are worth their weight in salt knows that there is significant advantages. And one of the big advantages is you get to take what's called wages and distributions. Now, I mentioned this several times, and the problem is when we figure out what that wage distribution ratio is, call it the great Rubik's Cube number. We're trying to figure out reasonable compensation. We actually had guidance for the first time in the code with code section 199A, where it talks about qualified business income, and we have a 20% deduction. No other time before does the code talk about salary or wages and distribution of a kind of a guidance. And if you take a look at this, and I'm going to do another video on this, and I'm also speaking on this at the National NAEA conference in September. I want to talk about how the ratio, the sweet spot, so to speak, for QBI comes out to about a 70% distribution and a 30% wage or salary. And that gives you the most amount of this 20% QBI. Now, this is not a QBI video. You're wondering about the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Plan, and you're an S-Corp and you're pulling your hair out, you're frustrated. And some are saying, look, I just want to get the most amount, and right now it doesn't look like I'm getting any. And this is one of the issues, because we followed ratios like this. Now our wages, we have $100,000 in wages, and we had $30K on wages for 2019, and we had distributions of $70K, and this was reasonable compensation. We're only paying 15.3% Social Security and Medicare on this amount, and we're paying zero Social Security and Medicare. So we're getting 15% bonus on putting money in distribution. That's why S-Corps is so beautiful. The problem is when we do the PPP application and they ask for one thing. They're asking for wages. They don't care about distributions. As a matter of fact, there's no mention of distributions. You try to shoehorn them in, it's going to get rejected. So here's the deal. Your PPP, your 2.5 months of this salary of this $30,000, call it, $2,500 a month times 2.5, you're at 570, whatever that is, $6,250, all you're going to get, instead of 100,000 divided by 12 times 2.5, which is going to be more than double that. And so therein lies one of the issues with the PPP program. Now, you think that we have a little bit of now tax code guidance, and there's nothing wrong with ordering your affairs, as the Chief Justice Learned Hand said, to make sure that you don't pay more taxes than you must. You want to render unto Caesar what is Caesar's and not a dime more. The problem is, this is going to hurt us in the PPP. There's still an option. I want to do a shout out to Brady Ward and Donna Armstrong, because they have S corporations, but they also have money where they're going to be able to say, I think I have independent contractor income. And obviously you're an S-Corp and you have independent contractor money, that goes on to a Schedule C. You may have already filed the PPP for your S-Corp. And on Friday, April 10th, when it opens up for independent contractors, you'll say, I guess I'm out of luck. No, you're not out of luck. This is where some who might have said, look, I've got $17,000, so to speak, in wages for the year in my S-Corp, but I had over $100,000 in independent contractor Schedule C income. Is there anything? Well, that's what I had last year. Right now, I don't have anything. Is there something I can do about that? And that's where I say yes, absolutely. Friday when it opens up, you might not have filed yet. Fantastic. We will just file with the independent contractor income. You might have filed already the S-Corp for the PPP and realized you're probably going to get a ham sandwich. Not enough to probably keep you afloat for a half a month. I would go ahead and file the PPP. There's going to be a question. Have you filed before? Have you filed for another business? There's some ambiguity there. Have you filed? No, you haven't personally. Has your business? Are you attributable to that? Yes or no? There could be. I don't know, but I can tell you this. If you filed on Friday, the same bank, there'll probably be 2 applications. The underwriters will say, wait a second, which one do you want? At that point, you say, okay, let's get rid of the S-Corp one. Let's just do the independent contractor. That's where I think we can get the bulk of the stimulus. Remember, we're not trying to game the system. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason that Congress approved $2 trillion the first time ever in economic stimulus is because they told us we can't work. You gotta close your business. There's nothing out there, and it doesn't look like it's gonna let up anytime soon. And so, I had an old lawyer say, hey, if you want me to fight the battles, you gotta buy the bullets. We're fighting this battle, and the IRS, the government's giving some stimulus money. It's okay to arrange your affairs to get the maximum amount and not feel guilty about that. And then, hey, if you filed already for the S-Corp and you can file again on Friday, go ahead and file. Let the underwriter say, which one do you want? And that's reasonable. We're not perjuring ourselves. So it's the wild, wild west. Again, I mentioned in an earlier video, I have not seen $1 to any of my clients. I have not seen one economic injury, the EIDL, the disaster loan. I haven't seen the first deposit, even though we checked the box and said, please go ahead and deposit the first 10 grand. Haven't seen that yet. It's been a week. Haven't seen $1 from the PPP. I know there's a bottleneck. So remember, it's the wild, wild west out there. Probably 2 weeks from now, you're going to watch this video and go, it's all obsolete, but that's pretty timely right now. But let me know what you think about this video. And let me know if there's other specifics you want me to cover. My name is Kevin Cross, CPA, and this has been Conventional Wisdom.